welcome back to my channel. My name is April if this is your first time here, and if you've been here before, welcome back. So in today's video, as you can see by the title, I'm going to be giving you this fall glam look, but I'm going to be using all MAC products with the exception of only 3 products. And that is my lashes, my setting spray, and a powder. But everything else is MAC Cosmetics only. So if there's some things that you've been wanting to try by MAC, hopefully I've been using them and you get to see in this video. Or if you're a MAC lover and you're like, oh my God, I cannot wait to see a full face of using MAC, then this is the video for you. But before we get started, please don't forget to subscribe. Please don't forget to subscribe. Guys, I'm trying to get to 500 by December 1st, and I just need a few more subscribers. So please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, tap that bell so you're aware of when I've uploaded a video. Okay, so if you want to see how I got this look using all MAC products, then just keep on watching. Okay, so I'm first gonna go in and prime my eyes with the MAC 24-hour extended eye base. And I actually have not used this in a really long time. I've been using my P. Louise eye base, and I recently picked up the Anastasia eye base as well. And I'm still debating on whether or not I like that. But this one I used to use all the time, and I don't even really remember how I put it on. Did I use my fingers? Did I use a brush? And a funny trick with this is that I used to put it on my pores like right here before I put on my foundation, and it did smooth it out. So if you already have this at home and you want to try that trick, if you're oily or if you feel like you have larger pores, definitely just take a little bit and just swipe it like right over top and then pat in the edges, and it actually absorbs the oil as well. So the eyeshadow palette today that I'm going to use is the MAC Flamboyant palette. And it looks like this. This came out a while ago. I really don't know when, but this is such a pretty warm fall inspired palette. It is a really nice palette. So I'm gonna go in with that today. I've had this for a while and I haven't used it, so I thought I would use it today. So I'm gonna go in with this shade first. I'm gonna pop that into my crease, and I'm just gonna use a MAC 224 fluffy brush. This is actually a really nice crease color. So I'm gonna take this shade and this shade together and just mix them and go ahead and pop that in my crease as well. So next I'm gonna grab this color right here. I'm gonna go in with a smaller blending brush. This is the JH35 brush by Morphe. And I'm just gonna pop that right into the crease as well, but because this is smaller, this is gonna pick up more color. I'm just gonna do back and forth motions just to really build up the color and shape the eye. So next I'm gonna go in with this shade by MAC. This is a Dazzle shadow, and this is called Slow Fast Slow. And I'm just gonna take this with a MAC 248 brush. And I do like to spray a little bit of Fix Plus on my eyeshadows, my shimmery shadows, just to make them pop a little bit more. And because I didn't do like a cut crease, I'm not gonna give a really structured shape to this. I'm just gonna pat this right onto the lid. So next I'm gonna go back in with this shade that I have put in my crease. I'm gonna put that in my outer corner. So taking the same brush and I'm just placing this onto the outer corner. So next I'm gonna go in with this shade right here, and I'm gonna take it onto a Luxie 229 tapered blending brush, and I'm gonna go right over that first color I laid down. And then I'm gonna go back in with that first brush and kind of just blend out the edges. Okay, so next I'm gonna go in with my MAC Brush Stroke Brush Black Liquid Liner. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with my Extended Play Waterproof Mascara, and I'm just gonna pop that right on my top lashes. I actually prefer this in the original like 3D one. It's just called like Extra Black, but I think that one is empty, so I have to do the waterproof one today. If you have smaller lashes, I definitely recommend this one. You can either do the regular one which is this one, the all black one, but this one is dried out. So you can definitely do this one, or you could do this one. But I love this mascara, but the wand on this is really, really good. Like, you can get really close to the lash line and just build the lashes up. It looks so good. So for skin, I'm gonna go in with my Face Protect Lotion SPF 50. And I've been wearing this a lot lately, and surprisingly, as like white and like watery as it is, I actually like the way it makes my foundation lays. I feel like my skin doesn't get as oily, which I'm so surprised. I just thought that this would make me so oily, but it actually doesn't. Also, I'm not a big wearer of SPF when I'm not on vacation, so this actually kind of forces me to wear SPF, which is also a really good thing. And then I'm gonna go in with my MAC Prep and Prime Pore Refiner Stick. And you've seen me use this a few times if you've watched any of my other videos. I definitely like this. It does have like a smoothing effect to the areas of the face where you feel like your pores are a bit larger. Okay, so I'm gonna set my primer, but this is one of the things that I'm gonna use something else. And then this is my Too Faced translucent powder. I don't have a translucent powder in MAC, even though like they make one, I just don't own it. And as you know, I like to kind of set my primer and matte my face down before I go in with my foundation. Now this step is optional, like you don't have to do it. I like to do it because I am oily, but if you're more like normal or dry, I would just skip this step. So for foundations today, you guys know I like to mix my foundations. I'm gonna go in with the MAC Studio Fix Fluid, and then this is in NC47, and I'm just gonna mix that with my Match Master foundation, and this is in 7.5. This is the equivalent of like NC50 in this foundation. So in my Studio Fix Fluid, I was actually out of my NC50, so I went and got this instead. So I just mix it together on the back of my hand, and it looks like that. And I just kind of rub this on the face. I like to put it on with a brush first, and then I'm gonna go in with my beauty blender and just spread it out. So you definitely don't need to go in with two foundations. However, I like to go in with two foundations. Like the Studio Fix Fluid gives you a lot of coverage, and it's very like flawless on the skin. However, again, my NC50 was out in that. But the Match Master is really good because it's sweat resistant, humidity resistant. I mean, so is the Studio Fix Fluid, but I just feel like the Match Master does have more of a matte finish to it, whereas the Studio Fix Fluid doesn't come off as matte as the Match Master. Like the Studio Fix Fluid is more of like a natural matte to me, whereas the Match Master is more of like a true matte. So for concealer, I'm just gonna do the MAC Studio Fix 24 Hour Smooth Concealer, and this is in the shade NC44. I don't really use this concealer too often, but I mean, it's a more medium coverage concealer, and as you know, I like to be more full coverage. Start to blend out my forehead first, because for some reason, my forehead, the concealer always just like clings to this part of my forehead. So I have to blend that out first. Now, if you do want a more like full coverage concealer by MAC, definitely check out their Pro Longwear Concealer. Where is it? It looks like this. But the only reason I didn't wear that is because that one is an NC45, and that one's more so my skin color, and I wanted my concealer just to be a little bit brighter. Okay, so for cream liquid contouring, I'm gonna go in with the same concealer, but I'm gonna use the shade NW53, and this is like super, super chocolate. Like, this is a great contouring concealer. Now, MAC also has the Studio Finish Concealer, the one that comes in like the little circle. You could use that. I'm not a big fan of that though, because I'm oily, and I find that it tends to kind of like separate and look greasy almost. So I don't really use that one at all. I can't even really remember the last time I've used that concealer on myself. As usual, I'm gonna go in with my Studio Fix powder, and this is in the shade C6, and I'm gonna use that and just set my under eye concealer and a little bit on my forehead and then a little bit on my chin and my smile lines. So pretty much anywhere that I've placed my lighter concealer, that's where I'm gonna set it. Kind of like pre-baking. And then I'm gonna take the same powder but in NC47. I'm gonna use that and just kind of go over where I placed the cream contour, just to kind of dry it down so it's not moving around when I go to set the rest of my face. So next I'm gonna go in with my highlight and contour palette by MAC, and then I'm gonna take this shade right here, and I'm just gonna take that and deepen up the contour. So this is a great palette if you're a makeup artist because it gives you different shades of highlighting and then different shades of contouring so that you could use it on multiple different clients and not have to have so many different powders around you. So next I'm gonna go in with my Studio Fix Perfecting Powder, and this is just like a loose powder, looks like that. And this is in the shade Medium Dark. Now, I can't remember if I've used this before or not. So this would be like my equivalent to my Fenty or my Huda Beauty powder. The thing I don't like is this packaging. Like, how am I supposed to get this out? It has this like weird net on it, but the product doesn't come out. So far it's not bad. It doesn't have a scent to it, which I like, and it feels like really matte. Like I feel like I just got really matte. So this actually might not be that bad. So for blush, as you can see, it's like almost gone pretty much. I'm using the For Sure Extra Dimension blush. This is like a really pretty, it's like a pinkish kind of blush, but it's not like super, it's not like baby doll pink. It's very warm. And it's like a change up from the Sweetest Cocoa. Then for highlighter, I'm gonna go in with the Rising Star highlighter. This is like an opalescent powder. And this is a part of their current holiday collection. But I'm gonna go over that with their Golden Bronze Loose Highlighter. Now that, like see this and then that. So I just lined my waterline with Feline Eye Kohl. I skipped that part because you've seen me do it a million times. And now I'm just gonna take the darker shade that's on this outer corner part and just smudge that along the lash line. And you guys know my favorite mascara for my bottom lashes is my MAC Extended Play Mascara. So the next thing that I'm using that's not MAC is my Ella lashes. These are by Lily Lashes. MAC doesn't really have a lash selection that I like, to be honest. Like a lot of the lashes are either just like flimsy looking, or the new ones that they came out with, the band on it, the plastic is so hard that it's like you can't even bend it to shape the eye. It's really hard to work with, and I'm not a big fan of it. And the new ones look very plasticky. But if you are there and you want to grab some lashes, my favorite lashes are number 3s, number 4s, number 34s, and number 36. So you can't go wrong with those. The final product that I'm going to use that is not a MAC product is my Urban Decay All Nighter Spray. Now you can use MAC Fix Plus. However, MAC Fix Plus makes me so oily. They do have a matte one now. I just haven't tried it on myself, but I've just been sticking with the All Nighter Spray. The Fix Plus is more of a hydrating mist where it just makes me so oily. I'm not about that oily life. I don't like it, whereas the Urban Decay doesn't make me as oily. Now, it doesn't keep me matte, but it doesn't make me oily, where this one will make me very dewy, and I'm already oily, so I prefer just not to use it. But I do use it on my eyeshadows to make them more pigmented. Okay, so for lips, I'm gonna go in with my lip primer. And I just rub that right on my bottom lip. and then press it to my top lip. What's really great about a lip primer is that it helps to keep the lips conditioned without making them look glossy or shiny or greasy, so that if you are wearing a matte lipstick, the finish of the lipstick will still show matte, but it won't feel dry and matte like most matte lipsticks feel. So I would definitely recommend getting a lip primer. For my lip pencil, I'm gonna go in with Cork. Cork is actually one of my favorite lip pencils. If you haven't tried Cork and you're my complexion and lighter, or even a couple shades darker than me, like, Cork is such a good lip pencil. Next, I'm gonna go in with my favorite lipstick by MAC. This is called Yash. Look, it's like down to a nub. But this is my favorite nude lipstick. So then next, I'm gonna go over it with Chestnut lip pencil. And to top it off, I'm just gonna use Signs of Spring lip gloss in the center. So this is like the perfect nude lip. So guys, if you want to see a separate video on a few of my favorite nude lips and my favorite nude lip combinations, just leave a comment down below. So I just went back and added an inner tear duct highlight, and I just used the pressed pigment in Light Touch. Unfortunately, they no longer make this, but any MAC Dazzle shadow will give you the same effect as a pressed pigment by MAC. Or you could use one of their loose pigments as well, because those are super, super pigmented. So I just realized I was missing something in the middle, and I just added that on top. Alright guys, so this is the final look. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Please don't forget to comment and let me know you are here. And I will see you next time. Mwah. Bye guys.